Usually, I drink my water and mind my business, but I got some things to get off my chest, okay? What is up, you guys? It is your good sis, Yamani Alexis. Welcome back to the channel, the video, the banger, whatever you want to call it. We're not gonna do no long introduction. You already know what this video is about. If you have not seen the series, I will link it down below in the description box so you guys can go see it for yourself. I literally spent my whole morning watching that saga. So if you want to see it part by part, detail by detail, I've even seen a 5-hour link for it. I will link those down below for you, but I'm just not going to recap every piece. If you're not familiar, this creator's name is REESA TEESA.
You're here for part of the new series that I'm calling Who the Fuck Did I Marry? And I'm going to tell the story of how I met, dated, married, and divorced a real pathological liar.
I am going to now dive into the red flags that she decided to ignore. And I feel like with women in general, with people in general, we tend to ignore red flags. But particularly black plus-sized women and fluffy women in our community, minority fluffy plus-sized women, we tend to take bottom of the barrel, mama's boys, potential. We don't get cream of the crop. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of the times we are targeted. Our insecurities shine from within, and people get to take our feelings and dangle things like marriage in our faces, and we fall for the bait every time. I cannot tell you how many times I've been tried to be tricked into marriage with somebody I wanted the furthest thing from. I didn't want you to touch me with a 6-foot pole, but you're gonna try to propose to me? Make it make sense. So men will play on women's emotions, period, and the wants and their needs and their desires, but the plus size community, especially if you're black, feels this more than anybody else, and this is why I'm speaking out about this. From part 1, I pulled out my notepad to show her where she went wrong. So this is not to degrade anybody. This is not to make her or anybody else feel less than. All of this, my notes, right? And it's not that much in retrospect when you think about 50 parts to a story, but I felt like these 50 parts could have been condensed into 20. You know, she was kind of long-winded. She got more patience than me, honey, because I was fed up by part 12. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I haven't been through traumatic experiences that I didn't learn from, or I haven't been through traumatic experiences that it took me a long time to learn a lesson. But Miss REESA TEESA, where she went wrong. Number 1, online dating is a no. N-O-double-O for my New Yorkers. Online dating is a double O. Sorry. I really just can't express to you how toxic online dating is. I don't care if it's Christian mingle. Bitch, get off. The first red flag that popped up multiple times throughout the 50-part saga is online dating. If you are currently online dating, and this is, you don't even have to be a plus-size woman, get off now. Your insecurities are showing, but you're putting them on display for online daters who are typically looking for something casual, a wham bam, thank you ma'am. Get off of those dating websites. I cannot stress this enough. So that was her first mistake, was online dating. First mistake. God gave her the sign, their first conversation. The bullet doesn't even say anything about this, but their first conversation, the fact that he trauma dumped on you in the first conversation lets you know that he ain't got nothing else to offer but trauma. He has nothing else to offer but trauma. The first phone conversation, he threw all this baggage on you. Got to go. That's it. Cut the show. That's it. Cut the show. I don't want to hear all this. I barely want to date. You know how many times I've heard new favorite colors? I'm over it. I really don't want to know what your favorite food is. But I'll be damned if you're gonna trauma dump on me the first phone conversation. She knew too much about his life in the first phone conversation. God blew out her tire on her way to the first date with this man. Completely blew out the tire to where she lost control of the steering wheel. Luckily, she's an experienced enough driver to deal with that situation, as she stated herself in the video. But that was your first sign, and you ignored it. Instead of calling AAA, you called that man. He would have been the last of my worries. He would have been sitting at the restaurant, and once I got home safely off some dark side road where my car broke down with one inefficient tire, he would have been the last person on my radar. He was the first person you called. Irresponsible. As romantic as it may have seemed, as nice of a gesture as it was, AAA would have been my first call, love. Not a man that I'm on a date with for the first time that I don't know. This is not a boyfriend. This is not a husband. This is a first date. I would have not been reaching out to him. I would have been so stressed out. Like, yo, my tire. First of all, I've been through so much. Let me tell you. Something like that happened on the first date. It ain't meant to be. It ain't meant to be. Why I'm wasting my time? It ain't meant to be. Right there. That is the sign right there that I need. Sometimes you just gotta open your eyes and God be just lingering, waiting for you to accept his word and his guidance, and we just miss the mark. We just be missing the mark. That was her sign. The first sign. You know how dangerous it is to lose control of your vehicle from a blown tire. And her first instinct was to text this man. Now that I'm sitting and thinking about it, now that I'm fully digested everything that I've watched, it's like, oh girl, your priorities was not in order, ma'am. After the date, after the romantic gesture of him changing the tire, paying for the tire, you know, love bombing shit, he plays a John Legend song for her. Now, she never put this John Legend song on screen. She said if she remembers, she's gonna tell her. Basically said, I think I found my wife tonight. You tell me I'm your wife after the first date, we got problems. I've been in relationships where marriage isn't even a topic of discussion for like the first year. The way she put it in retrospect, he was like in his early 40s. I understand why marriage was a topic of conversation. So let me not be insensitive to that fact. But at the same time, bro, you get in the car with me and the first thing you're playing is a song that says, I think I found my wife tonight. You don't even know what I'm allergic to. You don't even know what dish soap I use for my dishes. You don't know what laundry detergent I prefer. But you think you found your wife tonight. You could be a Tide man, and I'm damn sure Gain. And you could like Tide. Gain could break you out from the rooter to the tutor. But I'm your wife. You think you found your wife tonight after one dinner conversation? Love bombing. No. This blew my mind and broke my spirit. Quarantining with someone that you only knew for 2 weeks. Baby, if that's not insecurity and disparity, I don't know what is. Like I said, this woman is not a spring chicken. She's probably biologically past her window before it's considered a geriatric pregnancy. I understand the want and the crave and the need for someone, especially after they're already expressing that they want marriage. Not many men, especially black men, after they went through a painful divorce, is so eager to get back into marriage. Maybe P. Diddy or somebody. But the average black man walking around that just got divorced after being cheated on is not looking to be married that soon. I don't give a damn. They won't even bring up marriage as a topic. You ignored that red flag as well. That's not written here. That's just off the top of the dome. Apparently, this gentleman had money from arena football. First of all, I didn't know what it was. And my son is a football player. The fact that I didn't know what it was, I knew it wasn't a lot of money in it. But this man kept saying he had money from arena football that he invested. That he has invested. He has 3 accounts. 2 bank accounts and 1 offshore account. That's how much money he got. and he lives in a studio apartment. You're an eligible bachelor that's looking to be married, that just got cheated on and has 0 children, and you live in a studio apartment, and you think that's conducive to dating a man with money? The 2 and 2 don't even go together. Bachelors that's trying to attract women are gonna get the best of the best, especially if they're looking for marriage. I hate to break it to you, but you missed the mark so many times. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And like, I'm so thankful for all my experiences that I had up until this tender age of 30, that I'm able to see right through all of this. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate, but let's get to the next point. This whole house buying saga just threw me for a loop. I wanted to throw my phone at this point, because not wanting to show proof of funds, and you had a realtor, then the house closed to somebody else, to this old white couple. Then all of a sudden you have a realtor friend that I never heard of, never spoke to, never knew anything about. It just was giving like you're gaslighting me and stuff like that. Like me, I'm the type of person, when you try to fool my intelligence, I take that very personally, right? You're not about to play in my face. I'm big. I'm one of those. I'm big on don't play in my face, because the last thing I am is dumb, stupid, or slow, right? But he played this woman like a fiddle with that house buying saga. By part 12, I was fed up. Throw the whole man away. Then she gets pregnant. Now, I know a thing or two by getting pregnant by somebody too soon in a relationship, and I have a whole 9-year-old son because of it. And any man that you barely know that is excited and elated for you to be pregnant by them has nothing to offer you. Not a goddamn thing. Nothing to offer you. They have shit to their name. They're riding on you. Especially considering 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom town home. And she didn't have as much money as he claimed to have. So obviously her ducks are lined up in a row. She doesn't have any children. There's nobody, no baby daddies in the picture. Her family is spread out. Jersey, Arkansas. There's nothing stopping this man from completely being a diabolical, maniacal character in her life. And you know how he knew how he could segue his way into her life? Based off the first conversation. They knew family, where the family lived. Too much information for a first conversation. And that's how he knew how to play in her face. Yeah. He knew, oh, your mama over here, granddaddy over here, auntie nowhere near up the block. Yeah, I got this in the bag. That's why he was able to tell her when she had the miscarriage. Because, yeah, the miscarriage comes like a month later. By the time she had the miscarriage, he was able to tell her aunt and her mother not to reach out to her for a week. They were so far away that they couldn't come physically tell him to fuck off. New Jersey and Arkansas. Atlanta. Who's saving you? Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. This is not funny, but I have to make light of the situation because my heart literally broke for her. In part 50, when I heard that sad music come on, my eyes got all glossy, as they are right now, because this is a very unfortunate situation. I'm so glad she was able to tell her story, and so many women could benefit from hearing her story and not get played. And I'm gonna further help you realize why. Next point. Oh yeah, we were still talking about being pregnant. We're not over that. Pregnant too quick. Too quick. Like I said, I know a thing or two. Got pregnant way too quick by a man you didn't know. There's not like a courting that's happening. You're not able to see these red flags over the course of dating. You're stuck in the house with this one person. You're getting consistent peen. Everything feels good. You're stuck in the house. You don't have to go to work every day. You feel lackadaisical. You can walk around in your pajamas. You ain't got to do much. Everything it seems so easy. It's not a lot of ways to verify things because it's quarantina. You know, I get it. Y'all probably was in the house drinking. Y'all probably was having Uber Eats and all kinds of stuff. Parlaying, chilling. Mind you, he paying all the bills. Love bombing you. Love bombing you, right? There's nothing wrong with this man. He wants to marry me. And this is where insecurities come into a play, because a woman of her stature, she probably felt like she didn't deserve a man like that. Or first meet, she said he was very attractive and he was very tall and he was about to be VP of a company. When the next time she was running into that opportunity as a plus size black woman in Atlanta? When was the next time she was coming across somebody that fit that description? I'll wait. So when you're being love bombed, the man looked that good, got a good paying job, paying all your bills, romantic, want marriage, who's not gonna fall for that? But it's up to you to use your discernment and think logically and not emotionally and not with your cootie cat, okay? You need to be stingy with your cootie cat, like Jocelyn Hernandez said. The miscarriage wasn't a shocker, but it was like ding, 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 ding. Sign number two. Sign number two. She probably blamed it on her weight. She probably attributed it to her age, not realizing that God is trying to save you from this man. Any man that doesn't call out of work, I don't care what kind of business he got. I don't care what kind of business, I don't care what, if he was the VP of motherfucking the White House. Any man that's going through a medical crisis with their fiance that is pregnant with their child that they wanted so bad is not letting you drive up with anybody else to the hospital other than them to make sure your health and your safety and the removal of said child that they wanted was clear so they could make room to make more children in the future. I don't care what nobody said. That man handled that completely wrong, but this is not the first time he mishandled her. Now, is it? That was crazy to me. Any man that doesn't care about your health, give him the boot. The proposal? Okay, I get the ring shopping and getting exactly what you wanted, right? I get the ring shopping. I get all of that. We ain't about to pussyfoot around this shit. We barely know each other like that. By getting to know you, I'm taking you to pick one of 3 rings. Which one is your favorite? That's the one you're gonna get, but I'm gonna tell you when you're gonna get it. But to slam it on the table in the midst of dinner and say, yeah, we get married now. Come again? Excusez-moi? Nah, it ain't going down like that, homie. I would have been like, sorry, the floor is calling your knee. That's the least you can do. We can't go nowhere. We can't really have a proper wedding. You know, it's still quarantine. We don't know when the mandates are going to be lifted. We don't know if we're going to be able to travel. If we can have a destination wedding, we're going to have to go to the courthouse. If we got to book a virtual appointment. I understand all of that. But that was very unromantic. Would have been my response. I'm sorry. Any man that cannot get down on one knee to propose to me doesn't deserve my hand in marriage. The fuck? Amber the realtor, she was trying to tell you something. Amber's trying to tell you something. The whole BMW thing, right? So he was going back and forth between him getting a company car, which is the BMW, and her getting a BMW. In my mind, he wanted her to get a BMW because he knew there was no BMW for a company car. And he knew he wanted to ride in style and luxury, and that man was trying to manifest the best life for himself. I think personally he was taking her to do all of these things to see if she had the money to do it herself. If she like, yo, do you need help with the money? I could put it. I think he was waiting for her to say, yeah, I have the money. I'll help put something towards it. I don't think it was because she honestly thinks that this man was watching the satisfaction of her not getting the things that he promised her. I don't think that was it. I think he was trying to finesse his way into the life he really wanted. She already had a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom townhome. So maybe he thought her funds was in alignment, especially with him paying all the bills. He thinking maybe this lady's saving up enough to help to buy these things that I'm trying to manifest for us, essentially. I think that's what it was. I think he was trying to finesse her. I don't necessarily think that he just got satisfaction of her not getting things that he promised her. I don't think that was it. I don't think that was the case. I think he was trying to finesse and ultimately waited for her to say, I'm gonna just buy my own house, because she did say it. She said, I'm not gonna be living in this county any longer than my lease. So once my lease is up, I'm moving, which she did. She ended up moving. So he just wanted to go with her for the ride, but he kept promising her things in advance to, you know, keep her looped in. The love bombing. Let's go back to love bombing. So he wanted her to have an Audi or a BMW, not because that's what the company offered him to have, but that's what he was gonna get regardless if he got it with the company car or if she got it with her own money. Hello. In his mind, he thought he was working smarter, not harder. But essentially, he was working harder because you was doing all of this, going to see houses, viewing houses and all that. That was crazy. Test driving 25 cars, bitch. By 5, it's like, is we buying the motherfucker or not? Okay? I don't got time to say test drive 25 cars, different dealerships, different brands, Range Rover, Audi. She said Nissan. Oh, who got time to do all that? And I'm working in this Coverina? No. Get somebody else to do it. The fact that they were so eager to get married, they didn't know each other 6 months, is a red flag. She was calling him her boyfriend in part 2. It was just moving too quick, too fast. They were just too eager. And the eagerness equals the disparity. Like, she was so desperate for a marriage, especially to someone you're attracted to. Like I said, they're doing all this stuff for you. It's easy to fall into that trap when you already felt that way previously to the relationship. She dated for somebody for 2 years before, a year before him coming into the picture. That didn't work out. And you're getting of a certain age where you won't be able to start a family after a while. And marriage is not something you're going to be looking forward to, because it's like, what's the point now? I'm too old to even have kids. And she's a Christian woman who believed in not in shacking up, but still ended up shacking up before marriage and getting pregnant before marriage. There's just a lot going on. So you broke your morals and your values for somebody who wasn't even worth it. And God was trying to show you that this ain't the man for you, and you wouldn't listen. She said, so why marry me? Homie said, because I knew our relationship wasn't going to last a year. So I had to marry you to keep you around. That's the realest shit he ever wrote. Audio diaries. If your intuition is telling you something is off to the point where you're keeping audio diaries with dates and timestamps, it's time to consult with family and friends, ma'am. It's time. Because you the only consulting with yourself. You didn't even seek help until y'all got married. And you saw, like she said, the Olympics of red flags. And you didn't consult with anybody before you married this man. Nobody. Not even the Lord did you consult with. Here's the thing. When things start to get that sticky icky, you need a second opinion. And she kept too much to herself, and it was too late to turn back. So when it get like that, make sure you ain't bugging and ask some folks around you what's going on, and they gonna tell you what's up. And make sure you get an opinion from some people who don't have a bias, so they can let you know what's real. Because the people who love and care about you are only going to see your best interest, right? Especially if they don't know the other party. So get some well-rounded advice. You could have made a TikTok video about it. You're making 50 parts now. You could have made one back then and had a whole slew of comments tell you what to do. As I was watching, I had 2 plot twists, right? And I'm gonna give you the first one. What if he knows all the inner workings of this job, because the wife he just left, that's actually her life and not his? What came out to be true is the fact that he had a twin brother, and he was stealing his twin brother's identity. That is not a plot twist I was expecting. That was good. That was good TV. Whoever the writers was, brava, brava. Because I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. If he could lie about everything else, what would stop him from cheating? Now, are we or were we surprised? Hell no. Another plot twist I had is when the brother said that he didn't send the sneakers to the niece. I assumed that he had another child that she knew nothing about. Like, all these failed marriages. Like he had, like she was like his fourth wife. So confusing. I'm like, what would be, it wouldn't be far-fetched that he had a kid out in the world she knew nothing about, and that was his way of showing up in her life, is like buying her birthday gifts from another state. I don't know. But that didn't come out in the story. That's probably still so much information she does not know about this man, because she never knew the man. To not take a man serious that loves WWE to collect championship belts.
I love you, and yet I swear I think that man sat back in the recliner with his WWE Championship Roman Reigns belt and laughed his ass off at me every day. Like, damn, she really believed it.
Another red flag. Any man that like wrestling that much that he owns championship belts. You see, the kind of things that people are into will tell you a lot about them. The fake fighting and the theatrics, and he seemed a little bit too much into drama, love, and faking it. That was a red flag right there. Oh my God. But when people live in a fantasy land, their reality kind of like warps into that, because they relate to it so much and they enjoy it so much that why would it not become a part of who they are or what they do? For my plus size girlies, what I need y'all to understand is that we already have the disadvantage of being black. We already have the disadvantage of being big. What we cannot do is operate the way REESA TEESA acted in this 50-part saga. You had drama with houses, drama with family, drama with cars, drama with jobs, drama with pregnancies in a year and a half. And a year and a half is a long time, but in retrospect, it's not, right? So to have that much trauma just loaded into your life and all those lies and manipulation in a year and a half just speaks volumes. Love yourself enough to see the signs when they have presented themselves. It's a famous line. When somebody tells you who they are, believe them. If I'm keeping audio diaries about this man, something got to be off. Also, if somebody got to brag about their money and they can't prove funds, guess what? Guess what? No, don't say it. I'm not gonna say you say it. They're broke. Yeah, they're broke. They're broke, right? So she missed a lot of pertinent red flags in her own story. She was not operating like somebody who was the main character and giving main character energy. And I feel like that's a lot of us plus size women. We don't act like the main character because we're so big. We want to, you know, become wallflowers and not stand out so much and let other people play the forefront. I'm learning and evolving into this flower that is so beautiful yet so rare. And you can't just go pick it out of a random bush. You can't just go, you know, dethorn it and put it in a regular old vase. I'm becoming this flower that's like that grew from concrete that you can't find nowhere in this earth, because I'm so unique and so bomb. Everybody will ask you, where did you get it? Oh my God. Because I'm so immersed in my main character energy that I refuse to let anybody else think that they come into play the leading role in my life. Bitch, it's all about me. Right? And if somebody can't play best supportive actor or best supportive actress in your life, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. It's such a shame to see somebody as devoted to God as she was, or as she is, who had her head on a swivel, who's well-spoken. Like the words she was using, I was like, yes, that's an educated black woman. To see her get done the way she got done, I know it had everything to do with the fact that she was insecure. Even to the point that somebody mentioned something in a comment and she brought it back up in another video and was like, somebody said that a VP would never go for somebody like me, and that wasn't nice. She didn't say, bitch, why wouldn't a VP go for me? She didn't say that. She did not say that. First, he was a regional manager. First of all, bitch, I could take your daddy. That's what I would have said. Because it's like, who are you to tell me who's checking for me? Mind you, I just told you this man was a 3X. I just told you this man was a 3X. So maybe nobody's checking for him. Like, what? But that just goes to show, number one, her vulnerability, because she's already like putting all of this out, and she knows that she did some things that she shouldn't have. And it's hard telling your business like that on social media for so many people to point fingers and ridicule you, right? But it's another to know that maybe I didn't deserve this man, and he was too good to be true, because he was. And yet again, I'm in this cycle of like not trusting people and thinking I'm never gonna find love again, because that's the fear that I had prior to him. And I manifested this fear at the greatest height possible. He looked like everything I wanted and had everything that I thought he had, and had none of it, and bamboozled me and weaseled his way into my life and created so much chaos and toxicity. She manifested her own reality with being desperate and by letting her insecurities shine through, and not by loving herself, by doubting the fact that she could have somebody like him. And he wasn't even who he was portraying to be. Now look at that. Now look at this. What? I gotta make light of this whole situation, because it really is heartbreaking. And I hope that somebody resonated with her story, or somebody learned from her mistakes. And like I said, I'm just here to fill in the blanks. So with that being said, I hope somebody took something away from this video. Y'all know how I do. I always come put my girlies on, because y'all deserve the world and y'all deserve the best, just like I do, okay? And you need a constant weekly reminder every Sunday. Okay, shameless plug. Please do not forget to subscribe, like the video, comment your thoughts down below. I do want to hear your opinion on this topic. I want to see if you guys understand where I'm coming from. Like I said, I'm not coming from a place of hate. I'm not coming from a place of ridicule. I'm coming from a place of love, and being in similar situations to my girl REESA TEESA, and showing y'all that there is light at the end of the tunnel if you believe that there is. Share this with a friend, subscribe, hit your girl with a like so it could be pushed out to other people, so everybody can hear this beautiful, loving message. And I will see you guys next Sunday if I'm so gracious to have you. Yamani Alexis signing out and signing off.